All right, guys, today I'm going to show you how to import custom backdrops into EVOTO AI to use with your portraits. And not only that, these are custom canvas backdrops that I've photographed and created myself. Today I'm going to show you how to add the custom backdrops into EVOTO, how to set different blend modes for these backdrops, how to adjust the position of the backdrops, how to retain your original shadows from your original photo, and even how to add shadows if you want to retain sort of that depth so the subject doesn't look like they're floating in front of the backdrop, okay? What we need to do to get these into EVOTO is go to the background adjustments panel here, and you can see here, if we collapse them all, you're going to want to go to backdrop changer. You can see that I've got several of them there that I've already imported. I'm in my backdrops, by the way, so I think you'll have recommended when you first go in there, go to my backdrops, and this is where you can import your own, okay? And you can see I have a bunch of my canvas backdrops imported. By the time this is released, I'll have more as well, but you can just hit this plus sign and that will go out and allow you to choose the files from your system and bring them in. You can select one or more at a time and import them in, okay? Some of these they have the canvas on the ground, they're sort of three-dimensional, and some are just more for, say, a half-length type shot. I'm going to reset this whole thing. Let's just start over, okay? I'm going to pick the one I liked, and boom, it did it there. And you can see it looks like she's floating, and it's not arranged like it was. You can see the chair looks like it's floating. Her feet she looks like she's floating in the air. So what do we need to do? Go to this little left caret here and go back to your settings here under the main backdrop changer panel. And what we need to do is adjust the position. So if you come down here, there's a size, vertical, horizontal. All right, size would be, I can increase it, I could decrease it, right? Vertical is what I want to do. So I'm going to bring this to the left, right, until I get something that looks, okay, now this looks a little more realistic, I would say. Something like that looks a little more realistic. Now, she still looks like she's floating. Why? Because we don't have, if you come down here to the bottom down here, there's this original shadow, and we can turn that on too. Now, watch her feet and the chair when I turn this on. And you can see we got shadows down here by her feet and by the chair legs, and that just gives it, just that little element right there, gives it that 3D depth and realism that you need. And I was actually shocked that this looked as good as it did, being that we started with a red backdrop, right? Let me turn it off. There's where we started. You see the shadows, the drop shadows with the chair and the feet, and there's where we ended up. Let's go over to this one. And this is a finished shot. The original looked like this. Interesting choice of colors. I know I had a wild hair that day. She had blue tights on. I said, let's just light the backdrop with blue, you know, and I'm not sure that I'm happy with that choice, but luckily we have options, right, in post-editing. And so the option I chose was to import a backdrop. But how did we get this texture to blend in the way that it did? Well, we have these options. Let's reset this one, and I'm going to pick this background, and this is how I started, and it's just a little bit too much, right? Well, you can come down here. You've got these different things that you can select here. The blend mode by default is going to be normal. You have these different options. I can set it to multiply, which is a mixture of what I picked, the background and the original color. It's not working. You just have to try them out. Soft light, again, it's mixing them, but I tried color with this one, and look at that. It just sort of like, it looks really good like that. And so you have to don't be afraid to play around with some of these settings. Another big one is opacity. What if I put this back to normal and I went and I said, well, let me bring this opacity down. You see what that's doing? It's blending the original color and it's bringing the opacity down of the overlay that I put in here for the background, right? So play around with those options. Okay, I'm going to bring that back up to 100 and I'm going to set this back to color, and it looks really nice. But one thing you can see here is we have this color cast, okay? that's coming through from that original. It was lit. The background was lit with blue. And so we got this blue color cast on her clothing, her hat right here, on the edges, even on her face right there. So watch this color cast, and I'm going to go down to this option called Remove Spill. We're still in the Backdrop Changer panel. Watch the blues here, and I'm going to turn that on. And now you can see that color cast is, for the most part, gone, right? Even on the face. Here's another one where I'll turn it off, and I picked one of these sort of, I call them three-dimensional backgrounds. And let's turn it off. So we had a brown background, and I chose to pick something sort of brownish, right? It's greenish brownish. There's some red tones in there. But here's when I first brought it in. Let's go to the backdrop panel again. I did not have this option for original shadow. So your retained shadows is this box right here. I put it in like this is the way I started. And again, she kind of looks like she's floating. You want to pick this AI retained shadows, and you can pick the amount of shadow. You'll probably want to pick 100 most of the time. Now we have these other options if we want to add a shadow. And here's, I'll show you an option where I've done that. I think I had a white background on this originally. There's the original shot, right? And then here's where I've gone in and I've added one of my backgrounds here in the background changer. I think it was this one here. Yeah. This light green. But originally, let's go back. I had AI retained shadows, but there weren't really any shadows in the shot. It was very high key with no shadows. So I added a shadow here, and I added a drop shadow. So let's turn that off. And I mean, it looks good without it, right? She's standing in front of the thing, but I chose to pick this drop shadow right here. And when it puts it in, it will put it just like that. It's a little bit of a hard shadow, and so I can blur it if I want to, right? And it just gives it, you know, blur to taste. You can just add a tiny little bit, and it just sort of gives her that 3D dimensionality off of the background a little bit. Now, what if the lighting was coming from the other direction? You're like, is the shadow always going to be on the right? How does this work? Go over to this pencil, and we can adjust the shadow position, okay? So if we want to adjust the horizontal, if the lighting, you know, you want it to make sense, if you can see in this shot, the lighting is coming from the left side of the frame. And so it makes sense that the shadow would be there on the left side, right? But if the lighting, what if it came from the other direction? You could come in here and you could move the shadow over this way. You could move it more to the off axis if you want to. So really cool. You can change the angle of the shadow. Maybe I want it to come up like that. Really cool options. And then obviously the distance maybe I want. So you want to match this up kind of with your lighting. Okay. That is how you add your own shadow. And you have the drop shadow. We'll put one directly behind her. The soft and hard shadows are going to be on the ground. Okay. You can set the different blur, gradient, blend modes for these shadows as well. And of course, we're not doing any sky replacement. So that pretty much covers all of the options for sort of blending these backgrounds in. What do you guys think of this? Leave a comment, give it a like, give it a subscribe. Don't forget to comment EVOTO for a chance to win 100 free credits. I'll see if I can get credits for everyone, or if I have to pick a winner, I'm going to have to ask EVOTO, okay, on that. So leave a comment. Let me know what you thought. Let me know what you think of these backgrounds, and definitely go out to my website and check out the background packs that you can download. You guys have a good one, and thank you for watching.